She was left completely alone on a blind date until a child's voice broke the silence with 3 simple words. The sounds of a Christmas Eve celebration swirled around her laughter, clinking glasses, families embracing. But for Maya, sitting perfectly still at table number 4, the world had shrunk to the flickering candle in front of her and the crushing weight of humiliation. The chair opposite was empty. Leo, the man her best friend had promised was perfect, was gone. He hadn't left for an emergency. He'd confessed he only came to get his family off his back, that he was already involved with someone else. "Sorry you got all dressed up," he'd said before walking out. Maya pressed her palms flat on the table, her emerald green dress and curl earrings feeling like a costume for a play that had just been canceled. She had turned down her own family's dinner for this. The rejection wasn't just about tonight. It felt like the final verdict on a lifetime of romantic failures. Hot, stubborn tears began to build, and she knew she was about to break down in a room full of happy people. But before a single tear could fall, a small, clear voice cut through her despair. "Excuse me? Why do you look so sad?" Maya looked down. A little girl with a tumble of brown curls and wide, curious eyes stood beside the table. She wore a deep blue velvet dress, and a small hair clip was slipping from her curls. "I'm okay, thank you for asking," Maya managed, forcing a smile. The girl tilted her head, seeing right through the lie. "My dad says it's okay to be sad, but you shouldn't be sad all by yourself. That makes it bigger." The simple wisdom cracked something open inside Maya. A watery laugh escaped her lips. "Your dad is very smart." "He is," the girl said with absolute certainty. She pointed across the restaurant. "That's him. He's not the best at braiding hair, but he tells the best stories." Maya followed her gaze to a man frozen mid-motion, his face a mixture of apology and concern. He was tall, with gentle eyes, and he looked like he wanted the floor to swallow him whole. He hurried over. "Clara, I am so sorry." "She has no filter." "I have a filter," Clara protested. "I just don't like using it." Despite the ache in her chest, Maya laughed. A real, genuine laugh. "Please don't apologize. She's wonderful." The man's shoulders relaxed slightly, but Clara was already tugging on his sleeve. "Daddy, she's all alone on Christmas Eve. Can we please eat our dinner with her?" "Please? With extra whipped cream?" The man Liam flushed. "Clara, we can't just—" "It's okay, really," Maya said, surprising herself. But the girl, Clara, looked at her with such hopeful determination, it was impossible to refuse. "Please? I can tell you about my Christmas list. I asked for a pink scooter and a kitten, but Daddy says we'll see about the kitten, which means probably no." Maya looked at Liam, and in that moment, a silent understanding passed between them, a recognition of two people who are familiar with loneliness. Sometimes the bravest thing a person can do is accept an invitation from a stranger. "I'm Liam," he said, extending his hand. "And this persuasive negotiator is Clara." "I'd love some company," Maya said softly. Clara insisted on sitting between them, immediately launching into a detailed analysis of why mermaids were superior to princesses. Liam mouthed, "I'm sorry," over her head, but Maya just shook her head, smiling. Clara's boundless energy was a welcome tide washing away her shame. Over breadsticks and pasta, the awkwardness melted. Maya learned Liam was an architect and a widower. Clara's mother had passed away 2 years prior. The unspoken pain in his eyes when Clara mentioned her mom spoke volumes. Maya shared that she was a second-grade teacher, and Clara's face lit up. She was starting school next year. "That man was a meanie face," Clara declared later, when Maya briefly mentioned why she was alone. "Clara," Liam said, trying to sound stern. "But he was, Daddy. He made Miss Maya sad." That's the definition. The evening stretched on, filled with easy conversation and laughter. For the first time in years, Maya felt a sense of peace, a feeling of being exactly where she was meant to be. When they said goodbye in the parking lot, Liam, emboldened by the chilly night air, asked for her number. "I'd like to see you again," he said, his voice earnest. "If you're open to it." "I am," Maya replied, her heart feeling lighter than it had in a decade. Their first official date was for coffee. Then came dinners and Saturday afternoons at the playground with Clara. Liam was cautious, protective of his daughter's heart, and Maya respected him for it. But with each passing week, their connection deepened, weaving their lives together thread by careful thread. Months later, on a warm summer day at the zoo, as they watched penguins waddle side by side, Clara pointed. "Look, they're holding fins, just like you and Miss Maya hold hands." Liam and Maya looked down, realizing their hands were indeed linked. The most beautiful families are often built from pieces we never knew were missing. In that moment, surrounded by the sounds of animals and children, something solidified. This was real. This was family. One evening in the fall, Liam took Maya back to the same restaurant. He didn't get down on one knee, not yet, but he held her hands and looked into her eyes. "Maya, will you be part of our family? Will you let us be part of yours?" "Yes," she whispered without hesitation. "Yes to all of it." When Liam called Clara to tell her, her scream of joy was so loud he had to hold the phone away from his ear. "I knew it. I knew she would say yes. I knew it from the first second I saw her." The next morning, Maya arrived for celebration pancakes. Clara answered the door in her pajamas, launching herself into Maya's arms. "You're really going to be my family? Forever and ever?" "Forever and ever," Maya confirmed, her eyes glistening. As they sat around the kitchen table, syrup everywhere and love filling the room, Maya understood. The deepest loneliness can be a prelude to the most profound connection. Being left alone at that table wasn't the end of her story. It was the necessary beginning. Sometimes all it takes is a little courage from a child to ask a question, and from an adult to answer with an open heart. If this story reminded you that hope is never truly lost, please like this video and follow Winds of Thought for more tales of unexpected connections.